Okie dokie. Hi, how you doing? Okay, so now we're gonna do the one with the transits for, I guess that was Virgo, and so we're gonna move into the Pluto and Aquarius-ness of it all, which is again pouring out. So to me, that last one was kind of like why moving into that Virgo energy is not always good, where you gotta meticulously know everything, and using the example from um Adam and Eve, the beginning, and how the world was, and how sometimes coming from that thought premise of doing that can mess a lot of things up. And we've seen that. I've noted 5 ways ways in which you can sabotage things. So look back at that one to see. So now we're going to move into the Pluto in Aquarius energies, which is for that. Pluto and Aquarius, we know Aquarius is they're altruistic, friendly, humanitarian, inventive, individualist, intellectual, inventive, logical, perceptive, rebellious, unique, unpredictable, visionary, eccentric, erratic, impersonal, and a rebel. So we're looking at these energies and we're seeing how is it, whoa, got lightheaded. So we're looking at these energies and seeing again, how can it be that we'll be able to serve others, however, be at the same time, be outside the box, but be a rebel and cut our own path. But then we got to kind of watch it that we don't be too out there being a rebel, because again, it can cause us to isolate ourselves and makes people think that we're impersonal or erratic. So in this one, interesting enough, this Aquarius energies, and just like its sign, carries both kind of energies that might could call a clash of the titans in some ways. And that's always funny, because I remember I went down in the Bahamas and they had all I forgot what the name of the place was, Atlantis. It's one of them places that you go down there, and they had like on the wall or on the ceiling, they had all the different astrological signs up there. And I remember I was like, and they said the same thing. They said although they're the water bearer, but a lot of people think that they're a water sign less than the air. And I was like, from that, I think I was today years old when I found out, like, Aquarius ain't a water sign, they're an air sign. Okay, and so I was like, okay, so now, but I had kind of thought, I knew they were, air, but again, I'm like, I'm not by myself how they kind of show those kind of dualities in how they show up. I'm pouring in, I'm the bearer of it all as well, but then when you look on the outside, it's a whole different thing. And I think that's where that rebel kind of shows up, because once you think you got a finger on the poster as to who I am and what I'm representing, that ain't me. That ain't the way I'm going. And that's also probably with these energies that we're talking about when in Aquarius too as well, these energies, Pluto, you might be finding yourself underneath these energies, like you're thinking it's going one way and it ends up going in a whole different direction of how things are going to be able to really show up. Because you got to remember, you can, what they bring it to me is saying again, it's not going to be the traditional way. Remember, the Aquarius is talking about out of the box. So is again, if you're being into business, this is what it's bringing to me. If you're bringing into business or something, it's got to be something that looks like it's packaging this away, the traditional, but it's got a flip on it when you look like that's what it's really about. So that is what that these Aquarius energies, especially like innovation, new things coming into business, new companies, what's going to be able to really excel underneath that energies is again something looking like it's one way. I think about it in the car show, and I think it was Robert Downey Jr. and he had like some traditional back there classic cars like Camaro, VW wagon or something like that. And then when you went into the wagon, you really looked at it, you seen it had a lot of electric stuff in there, solar power stuff. You're like, oh, I thought it was one way. Okay, this is different. This is different. I can maybe get with this. This is different, and then it cost a lot of money for it too, for that invention. But that's what I'm talking about. You appear one way, the traditional, but when you really look at it, it's like it's got a twist. It's underneath it is totally different. So you're taking a a business, and it's like you're spinning it on his head in a way that has not been delivered before. And we know Aquarius is all about technology too. So I'm going to try this one to kind of again really to get into the cards. I know some people like the tangible visualization. Clear, you're like, Mama, I like people that talk to me. Like, okay. So we're going to look and see what's happening. This came up for the energies that's happening with I'll say the Pluto and Aquarius. I think I handled the moon. That was Virgo. Last one. Watch it with too much information. It's overriding and overwhelming. So when we talk about the Pluto in Aquarius, the energy is gaining momentum. We can see that now when we talk about in Aquarius, this energy, this Pluto-ness, this learning, that we're building momentum. Like I said before in the first one, we were deconstructed underneath the Pluto into Capricorn. You know, it's the deconstructed egg roll. It's a little bit of the egg roll wrap fried with a little bit of meat, a little bit of cabbage, a little bit of carrot right here, and with a smear of sweet and sour sauce on there. And they like, this is your deconstructed egg roll. You're like, okie dokie. You know, what in the world am I gonna do with this? You know, but that's what it is. Now we're taking all those little parts there, and so now they're saying, okay, now we gotta put this together and create an egg roll out of this stuff. As well, I think about it on Food Network and how they have those challenges and they have to take other pieces. So it's like Saturday I had watched that, and they had them taking bits of ingredients like what was it? It was like clams casino and baked clams casino, and they had something else, another product, and you know how they had to put all that together and to create a new dish out of that. When somebody made a soup with that and some other ingredients and they put in that. So that's the same thing. It's like, here's the ingredients, it's been pulled apart, which is called you, and now we got to put it back together and call a new version of you. So you can see that it's gaining some momentum. You're going in some type of specific direction that the universe wants you to go with the future person you are. But what I will say still is, it has still not been totally revealed to you as to where you're going. So you're going to step, whatever it is that the universe is asking for you, is to step out your comfort zone. Didn't I say again, what it looks like is not going to be actually what it is? So I said again, it's going to reveal is something again that looks traditional, but if you look at it a little bit more, it's going to look like something. That's that Aquarius feel to it again. And so you got to step out of your comfort zone because you're looking for familiarity. You're looking for it to look like the same old 1-2. Like a people saying, they dancing. They doing the same old 1-2 step. And somebody changes the record and they come out there and they like, okay, we're going to show you the new line dance. A part of you like, oh, well, I kind of want to stay on the dance floor and kind of figure out and learn this new dance. And then the party is like, nah, I won't go out there looking like no fool. Is they gonna play the electric slide? Because I stick with the electric slide, but I don't know, in the wobble I could do that, but I don't know if I'm gonna come out here and do this new dance, this to me a dance where all these steps to the side been broke my ankle. So this is something that again you've got to get out your comfort zone and say, hey, no, I'm gonna stay on the dance floor of life, and I'm gonna let the universe show me some new steps of how I can be able to do in life. Again, it might be the same, the music, the rhythm, the things about it is changing, but at the same time, we've got to be brave and get out of our comfort zone. So don't let your past hold you back. Okay, and when I look at this, it's interesting. I look at that as if that is shackles. Again, and I see that same little thing. I don't know. I guess that's the north and the south node. Interesting. So we have those two as well, the north and the south node, and those things of understanding. As I think about what to say, Aquarius and what's mine? It's Aquarius and is it Leo or something? I forgot what it is, the things with me. But anyway, so that's going to help you to understand your path and your placement as to where you are right now. Don't let your past. I was thinking about having a conversation with my mom, and she's saying, I'm gonna have to kind of let some things go, because again, your past, that's like you're trying to drive, but you're looking at the rear view mirror and you're trying to move forward, and you just can't do the two things at the same time. It's just not going to work out. So you've got to learn how to be able to kind of just let it go. It's more just this a song that was cute in Walt Disney or Frozen, because some of you all, if you don't do it, you're frozen in same place, and the universe is causing for you to step out, especially with the Aquarius energies. The Aquarius energies is everything about being out, thinking out of the box, being a rebel, being something different, being eccentric, being something unique. So you've got to again think of that you cannot rely on the same tools or strategies or the same prayer or the same meditation or the same visualization to get you out to where you are. Okay, nothing will come of this situation, this one. So with this, it's saying void of course moon, and so to me, you standing and staying in that same position, there's nothing good that can come out of this situation. I told you all earlier, even in the first video, saying about Virgos and how you can be able to use that Virgo moon energies. Is about getting very decisive and being more specific as to what things can really truly fit in your life. I felt again with the new energies, people are, and I feel like every time I'm on here, whatever kind of energy is in there, it's always shifting and finding, and especially when we talk about the Aquarius energies. Again, it's about your community. Who is really somebody I rock with? I want to say I get with, the other one in the hood say, I with you. Those people that you say, hey, I get with you, those are the ones that you, again, you got to think of when we in the dark alley. Are you the one that run and just leave me there? Or you want to say, okay, we going to go down swinging together? These are the ones that, again, that you're saying, okay, you're going to stay. And some of them, and then you have some friends. I got one friend. It's like, okay, I'm going to have to kind of keep on talking to you. Just kind of say, okay, you just kind of stay here, hold my hand until the end. I understand you're looking. You're like, okay, I feel me getting off at the next exercise, but it's like, okay, kind of stay put, and then we'll both know when it's time to put a nice little red bow on it, to say, okay, for this phase, I'm going to have to kind of be on the platform, and I kind of see you ride off into the sunset. I get that. You got some of them that's kind of still finding little small ways to kind of hang on. You're like, this here, the chapter is actually closed. And so you and I are going to have a nice little higher self-talk to say, hey, right now we're going to put a pin in it, put the bookmark in the book, close it, and we'll catch each other when you've healed, I've healed. I'm not going to say that I'm not either, and then we get it. But right now, what you're asking for, I'm not in the place of prepared or have, as my friends say, the bandwidth to kind of handle your stuff and my stuff. And if this is the way you're trying to get here, you can't hijack me to help you out to where you are. So those are some of the things that we are dealing with. I got this in reverse, so I'm gonna read it as it's saying. This is what the universe wants us to really walk away knowing and emphasize on, which is have faith in your dreams. So some of us, again, there's some things that we want to do, again, but it's going to require us to step out of our comfort zone. It's going to have us to kind of release the past. Some of you all have had, like, I've tried it before, but it did not work. And so the universe is saying, yeah, we understand that momentum is coming. So when I think about that, I think about momentum meaning saying it's different. You got more energies backing you up. You got more of motivation. You got more inertia, they're saying, a force behind you that this is the right time. People are ready for it. It was very unique. People weren't ready to receive what you had. And so now people are in a place that they are. The people that you need to work with you are now in a place that they're able to receive what you're doing. Some of you all kind of like they're saying, they're showing me like a horse race. You kind of jetted out of the little horse thing there that they holding thing before the race, and they like false start, they had to kind of pull you back. They're like, but I'm ready to run this race. Like, it ain't really time. And so you kept on doing it till you almost like the flea in the jar where you hit your head, and then after a while you're like, well, hell, I don't, you can see the horse kind of leaving, losing kind of motivation. Like, hell, why I'm running the race for? Because every time I do, I'm ready to go. You talk about false start, go back into the little holding area, and I'm like, what I'm doing this for? So some of you all, again, you got to come back again. Talk to yourself. I think about Tyler Perry when he had started, and when he started off with his play, I Can Do Bad All By Myself. I think that was what it's called. But anyway, it might be something else. Whatever his first play was. And he had barely 25 people in the audience. And he kept on opening the show. He had rented out Fox. He kept on. With nobody in the show. And so then, he's like, well, I'm going to have to close down. Because he was going there and going all over different cities. There wasn't too much going on. And then after a while, he stopped. And then somebody told him, man, you need to come. I promise you. It might not have been the Fox. Don't get it. Anyway, I'm gonna go on even if it's wrong. But anyway, this is my version. Me talking to me, telling about it. So he came back. Somebody came and said, man, can you do the show one more time? I promise you, we're gonna back you. We're gonna give you the resources. We're gonna do it a little better than it was last time. And he's like, he went to God and say, look here, I can't do this no more. So you gonna have to, some gonna have to change. It got to be something different for me to go step back into that situation all over again, because it was horrible. My heart was broken for me doing from the other time. So he went back in there, and so then every seat was packed and full in there. So I say that to say this again: you cannot go by the past. He had to have something different. The people were not ready. The advertisement and the way that the strategies and how they got the people in the seats, it wasn't time. It hadn't been well developed. So sometimes kind of look at that and see. And I guess I just want to keep this running theme, if I can't say anything. Sometimes we've been programmed is you. Sometimes it don't have nothing to do with you. It's about the other people around you being ready to receive you. And so again, in the meantime, don't put yourself on the cross, or you be the martyr and saying, okay, well then that is just wrong. I just sacrificed myself and my dream, and I just let it die with me. Sometimes it's just not about that. And I think we kind of got to, that's another aspect that we got to unprogram ourselves to understand that it's not just, sometimes it don't have nothing to do with you. It's the other people that's got to get ready, and the universe has got to get them prepared. So in the meantime, when you're doing that, you're getting your game plan together. You're knowing how you want to present yourself. You go out there and do some test runs. The no's don't mean the nows. You just keep on doing until that time comes. So this is, again, have faith in your dreams. Keep on doing. Although it seems like to you that you might say, I want to give up. What do you need to release? So you need to look at yourself and see what you need to release. Do you need to release the non-belief? Do you need to release some of the hurt? You need to release the past. You need to release of the unhealed part of your divine feminine and your state of being, how you look at yourself, how you identify yourself, how you, again, what you're observing. Maybe the way you're observing things is misconstrued. I know even with my sabbatical and so looking at time, I had to change, say, okay, this is a new thing I'm working with myself. Stop looking at how you're seeing things. Sometimes you're looking at things automatically from the negative lens. You ain't even gave a chance to put the rose-colored glasses on. It's already, you done named it and judged it. So some of those things is like we got to release our judgment of things, how we're calling things. Some things are releasing for the past. We got to release how we, again, if you talk about yourself, which is your divine counterpart, or your other person, your divine person, your lover, you got to release how you seeing them, your image of how you see them, how they're going to be able to do this. You got to release some of that negativity. And that's something, again, your non-belief, they're saying too, as well, if you're not believing even in yourself. So that's where this lies from. You have to deal with that. So the overall energies that we are looking at is this new phase of these current energies that's going on, and we talk about this Pluto and Aquarius. Can I just have one card? Thank you. Because I ain't got really time for the long thing. So again, door to personal spirit and happiness. Okay, personal healing and happiness. So it's about really finding this peace within, opening up the doors to where you want to go. But again, remember that it's starting from personal. Knock, and the door shall be open. Seek, and you shall find. If you are not knocking on yourself and say, hey, open up, let that past be the past, let it go. Again, understanding, and I've seen somebody put in, that's about the second time I've played the ancestor thing, and it's saying again about you being the key. You are the key that your ancestors had. And somebody saying you are the key. You got to understand that this is the door, but then at the end of the day, you are the key. You are the key to unlock the door to your personal healing and your happiness, because there lies your happiness, your peace. There lies within you. I'm seeing lotus flowers in this picture too, which is, again, things have been growing underneath the surface where you couldn't see, but then as they come up, there's a lot of things that bloom that you don't know and you don't see. And so then you're allowing for beauty, but it's going to take time. So that's why you got to watch how you're identifying yourself, what you're seeing, your state of being, and how you're going out there to go get things, to make sure that, again, is that. I remember somebody saying in some ways, it's like, you don't need to be kind of in anything yet, because right now in the process of, I think it was K Moon, she said that, and your chart, you still kind of like finding yourself. So you don't need to really bring nobody else up into the mix yet until you kind of settled where you are. This way, I would say here too, and I would give the same thing too as well. Some of us, like they say, you're building momentum. It's not time for you to bring in anything negative that's not in alignment with where you are right now. And I'm not saying it's not the person or whatever like that, because right now you're really truly trying to have a new perspective about how you're seeing things, because to me a doorway is a portal, which means you're going to another dimension. And you got this rainbow, which represents union, and you got these trees, which is means you're gaining new understanding, new knowledge about some things. That's why I said again, knowledge is not something that you can depend on. Knowledge is forever changing. And sometimes, again, I like the word they just gave me there, you got to take a deeper dive into things, because it's not always one level. The knowledge and getting that is also like a picture. It's got 1,000 words, it has 1,000 meanings, it has 1,000 facets, it has different things, and you getting the knowledge is not the overall thing. My dad has been teaching me that, again, everything is like a cake. It has layers to it. It's not just one flat thing too as well. So you got to kind of really understand that as well when you talk about you gaining knowledge, to understand that you don't have the full totality and the full understanding of something. So right now the energies, this is about really opening up yourself and really gaining this knowledge, understanding things are taking time, things are blooming, things is happening in the darkness, what you don't know anything about. That's why I said about that Virgo energies, watch the flip side of it, where it could be able of this new moon to have too much knowledge, that it paralyzes you, that you're not able to make any moves to gain access or to open yourself up to this Aquarius energies as well. Because I kind of feel like, again, that will be a part where that shadow aspect is, and if you're not totally healed, you're not going to be able to receive what the new moon in Virgo is going to bring to you, and what the Pluto and Aquarius is going to bring to you too as well. Okay, and so when we're talking about in Masculine energies, clear. I want just one card too. One card as well. So in our masculine energies, thank you. We're moving into how our wealth and abundance and cornucopia, the madness, which to me, again, there's a method to the universe's madness. There's a method to the madness of what you're doing, which means, again, what I tell you again, appearances can be deceiving. What you're seeing somebody show up or what things is being done is not really actually what's going on. That outside of the box, that uniqueness, the stepping out your comfort zone. So you have to understand that it's momentum being gained about your wealth and your abundance. Maybe right now it's not looking the way you want it to, or maybe the route in which you think you're going to have to get this money is not going to happen in the way that you think it is. It's going to be in a non-traditional way. In which it might happen, who knows, could be something, a way that you would have never thought of. And that's how I got money. You might have looked online and they say, I know, like on state of Illinois, and they're like, you got, we keep on telling people to please check our website because there is unclaimed money. And you might look and say, oh, that I definitely know that ain't for me. Now, what would that be an example of you stepping out your comfort zone? Yeah. Say, okay, well, I'm just going to try it. This ain't the usual, what I would think. You go on and you find, your name down there, $500 left there from a bill or insurance claim or premium that you had paid, and you had stopped and forgot it was, and it's just sitting there, So this is what I'm saying, things of that nature being out of the abundance. But this is something, the energies that we are moving into in our masculine. But again, in order for us to get that, we got to what? Get our comfort zone, look for it to happen in ways that we would not think of. We got to release the past for it, and understanding that, again, being stuck in our ways and using that Virgo energies of being very meticulous, very critical of ourselves, about others, how they're showing up, judging of things, is going to paralyze us to not be able to have faith in our dream. And again, it said, and we're not going to be able to release, because I just picture it as you holding on to something and not being able to open up your hand to receive something new. Okay? And then in our feminine energies, clear. In our feminine energies, one card, please. You gave me two. I'll let you slide on the two. It's not a long one. Okay, so with this one is, I should have took that stuff. Self-love for our feminine energies. Why do we need that? Because we need the self-love. New thing that it's been thrown pretty much, and I've seen that circulating a lot. Giving yourself grace. We do not give ourselves enough grace. We give a lot of grace, even in the spiritual community. We've been programmed to give grace to others, but the grace to ourselves, we do not. That's, again, counteracting that Virgo energies of being very self-critical, very meticulous. It's good, again, to look at find out the perfectionist about things. Then take that perfectionism in the Virgo energies and turn it on yourself and be hyper vigilant in seeing the good, the gratitude. That's what I'm seeing the perfection of. I'm going to be hyper vigilant in seeing the perfection of how spirit shows up for me in that way. So self-love, your affirmation is, I must learn to provide myself the same love and dedication I give to others. Now, I ain't even said that. I was talking to you, and she said the same thing. I must remember that, because, again, what can also be the shadow aspect of Aquarius is I'm serving everybody else, but I'm not serving and pouring into myself as a water bearer. Water bearer is spirit. Again, that's the quench, that's life. That gives me like the life force. That's in there that helps me, because like I say, you go for food for a while, but you can't do the water. as well. So this is something again that you have to think of. How can you practice self-love? The next thing is, I heard you say, take a moment, a mindfulness pause. Silence is golden. Some things are better left unsaid, reserved. This to me, and these are both in your feminine energies. This is again learning how to that some things is not for us to be able to critical, going back to the Virgo energies again, that's from the new moon there too as well. We don't need to be saying things to ourselves every time when we're doing that. Just sit back and just observe. That's the healed feminine. Feminine sees it but does not judge it. It just say, oh, okay, she just waved a hand, she just touched her nose, she just pushed her braid back. That's it. Not though, why she do her hand like that? What she did? She raving a spell over me? Why she touch her nose like that? She got a booger in her nose. Why she put her head back like that? What that means? See, she something like that, so she can see, or what's going on with that braid there, So it's not so hyperly. It's just sometimes it just isness. Don't name it. To me, that's what it say. Don't name it. Don't judge it. Don't name it. Don't claim it. They said. Don't name it, don't claim it. Just be. Okay? So that's why they said with that one. Because once you do that and you judgment is a form of knowledge to it, you start to sabotage it and then you block it because you have named it, you have given it some knowledge, you get told what it's known for, and so you're now enabling it not to be called anything else because now you have gave it name and power as to what it is. So it gives it no room for that openness, for they saying for us to be able to pour something in. Okay? All right then. And so the next thing, I know for our people that want to say, what's going on with the connection? Clear. So that's the feminine. So what's going on with the connection? You can say with your connection with yourself or connection with the outer manifestation, or what person, place, a thing. What's happening with the connection? One card, please. Gotcha. I seen it. This is in reversal. Okay, reconciliation. So again, that's at the bottom of power, reconciliation. That means again, making peace with the past so you can be able to release it and let it go. Okay, so again, that's the masculine and the feminine energies. The masculine energies is in physical form. So again, how you going out there to go get it. And the feminine energies is in that other dimension, the spiritual thing. Bringing those two things together to reconcile with yourself first, because we said self-love, you come first. Then we talk about it, and then we can handle what's happening in the outer. About the past, okay? So now when we're talking about person, place, of things, anything on the connections on the outer, they're saying that reversals is saying the spirit really wants us to pay attention, is to make the effort. So great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Okay, and so that's interesting down here that that's in my sacral area. Which is again, sacral is building healthy relationships and manifesting. So in order for you to manifest this thing, and in order for you to be able to have this great healthy connection, you've got to make that effort. What they say, you got to step out your comfort zone for this great connection and how you want to connect with others. Remember again, the Aquarius energies is about others. It's about the community. How can you bring other people in on your dream? How can you bring your partner or the person in on your dream? How you can bring it in together? How we can work together, create this. Again, underneath these energies, again, if you're with your person, I know, Pumpkin, I'm almost there. With your person or in communications with that, again, how could we work together, even if it's on the spirit level, or how we can do it in the 3D level, how we could bring that together. We both have got to make some type of effort, even if it's within the divine feminine energies and divine masculine energies have to come together. So the masculine energies looks to me like it's willing to try. We see him grabbing the feminine energies. The feminine energies is like, I'm paralyzed. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want to do it, and I'm scared to do it. Okay, and so that is a thing, because the feminine energies is back here on these top cards here, which is again holding something in the past, scared to move out this comfort zone, and wondering in some ways. I'm looking at this top thing here, is saying again, is anything going to come of this situation if I move? Okay, so the feminine energies is kind of scared, and the masculine energies is saying, I'm willing to make this effort. And that could be with your person, place, or thing, whichever way you want to put it. But this is it. And I never seen this before, but I didn't know they had a dog in here. So again, a dog is on the feminine energy side, which is again laugh, your loyalty, your authority, and your friends, your connection. How are you loyal to what you want? How are you standing in your authority, your power in what you want? And then how you again making connections to others. How you friendly, how you okay, how you giving yourself grace, how you giving other people grace too as well in your feminine energies. And then I see on the masculine side, it's got little fruits there. So again, fruit is again the sweetness of life. How you again gaining that too in your masculine energies, although you're going out there again, the knowledge in some ways, but how you finding in that knowledge, where you finding the sweetness in it, that you could be able to use it for your own nourishment and to empower you to your greatness and turn it into a positive feeling or experience for you. Okay, so that's what's happening with that. So at the end of the day, right on time, what I want to, at the end of the day, with that, our journey, what spirit wants us to learn from these energies that's coming up here. Thank you. One card is this one though, freedom. Here, Georgia. Freedom. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do. You gotta give what you take. Freedom. So you gotta give what you take. So it's gotta be even. You gotta give and you gotta take. It's gotta be equal distribution. So I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. How you gonna do that? You understand that the momentum is building, it's pushing you. You got the inertia, you got the back end of the universe to help you. You need to step out your comfort zone to do this. Let go of the past. You got the position. The universe has positioned you right where you're supposed to be with this north node and this south node. But you also need to stop thinking and asking yourself, what's going to come of this? Because you got to go ahead and just step into it, because it wants you to have faith in your dreams. And you need to, how you going to do that? In order for you to have that freedom, in order to have freedom, you got to do what? You got to be released. So either it's releases for the person, place, or thing, or even in your thinking. All right then, as always, thank you so very much. My baby is here saying, okay, mommy, it's time up, which it is. It's time for me to go to bed and to get ready for work tomorrow. So as always, make sure you smash that like and that notification bell, and so you can be able to know when I am on here. But as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste and Namago. Love you. Until next time.